Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Live here, and today we're going to be chatting about something a little bit different. Yes, you know, everyone can talk about who they'd want in Smash, but we're going to be doing it in a different way. And of course, when I say we, I mean me. And Mr. John and Mr. Xeon say hello in the opposite order to what I said.
Hey, it's me, Xeon, saying it in the correct order, I think, right? I did it right? Please?
Hey everyone, it's me, John.
Good. Glad to know you're still here. Yes, so everyone wants someone in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, it's by no means an original idea in any sense whatsoever, but we're going to be doing it in a slightly different way. We are going to be introducing a character that we would like and giving up an existing character. It's kind of a monkey's paw type thing, or something like that. You know, pick a character, lose a character. We're going to start off with the character that we'd like and explain why we'd want them, and then we're going to explain how we can justify removing a character not only from Smash, but from existence. That's not true, just Smash. So, who wants to start things off?
By the way, the person that starts gets the most hate in the comments, so
no.
Who wants to begin?
Yikes.
Who's brave enough?
Mine is going to be fairly controversial.
Okay, I'm fairly confident mine won't be too controversial. I mean, having said that now, I've angered people before we've even got into it, but okay. So,
I'm already angry.
Okay, so my character that I'd like to introduce is not tremendously out there. It's Skull Kid. I love Skull Kid, and I think there is so much potential for him. He's got all of the sort of the magical abilities with the, Majora's Mask itself. Plus, he's got, things that he could do with his little piccolo flute. He can float. I just think that there's, affecting time. We see him as an assist trophy. I don't think that that's a silver bullet. I think we could see him, and I think he would be not only just a good addition, but a great addition.
But now I'm wondering who you're going to cut to make way for Skull Kid, because I absolutely agree. I think he'd be a brilliant character. And the Zelda representation in Smash is a little wishy-washy. I mean, we have Link, we have Zelda, we have Ganon, and then we have multiple versions of Link. And that's pretty much it. And Sheik as well, I guess.
Yeah.
And they haven't really added a new character since, I want to say Melee, because Brawl added Toon Link. But was that really an addition? He was more a replacement for Young Link.
Yeah, I'm genuinely struggling. I mean, I suppose one could argue that Breath of the Wild Link is kind of a new addition. I mean, that may be stretching it a bit, but he does play quite differently to standard Link from, like, Super Smash Bros. 4 or Wii U.
It's not often that you find a Zelda game with a big boss or something that often sticks around as, like, a favorite character. Like, you have, what's his name, Giram? Or not, from Skyward Sword.
Girahim,
yeah. Like, people really love him, and Zant is fine. But for the most part, you just don't have characters that really stay with the series forever that they continue thinking about. And Skull Kid is just one of those iconic characters, and I think he deserves a spot. He's on my... I know I told you guys this before we started recording, but for everyone listening, I have a list of like 5 or 10 characters that I can just reference whenever I want to think of a character that I want in the game, because I can never remember all of them, and Skull Kid is on there. So I would be so happy. But I'm nervous to hear about who you're going to axe in turn.
Okay, well, I'm pleased to hear that you guys seem to think that, yeah, it sounds like a cool idea. That's quite touching. Although it's not like I'm the first person to come up with the idea. Let's not lie about it.
Well, but it's nice. It's nice to hear that that's your choice. I mean, he's got all the magic. He can bring down the moon. There's so many different options.
And we've seen him in Hyrule Warriors as well, the original. So, moveset. Refer to that if you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but shows that there is definitely potential. But who am I going to remove?
Oh, man.
I know there's characters you don't like, but I don't know how you're going to justify them is the thing. So I'm curious, who are you going to pick?
So who am I going to remove? Well, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you how I'm going to justify it, because they're not, like, very similar, but they're sort of a bit similar. I would drop Lucario, I'm afraid. John, you seem to have lost it. What's wrong?
I mean, I get it, but Lucario is just this really prominent Pokemon, and one of the most popular of all the Pokemon. So I want to hear further justification for this. Why cut Lucario for Skull Kid?
I don't like the fact that he took the slot from Mewtwo and tried to become a better Mewtwo and was in fact a worse Mewtwo.
So this is a grudge. You're holding a grudge against Lucario.
I am holding a grudge against Lucario, and I'd thank you not to make a point of it.
I do remember that, though. It's funny that you felt so upset about that.
I think it was just kind of like, hey, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, all your favorite characters are back, and it's like, great, I love Mewtwo, and then I got served a particular flavor of sandwich.
But he's the new Mewtwo.
I wasn't happy. Let's put it that way.
He can talk too.
And I'm still not happy that Mewtwo's is it his Shadow Ball? What is his neutral special? I'm still not happy that no longer does the damage when it's charging up, like the kind of like a circular saw. But Lucario does. He stole that. He deserves to die. That's an exaggeration. Please don't hate me too much in the comments. But at the end of the day, I mean, I feel we should point out, we did say that we're basically like saying if you want to take out an Echo fighter, you have to take out the original fighter as well, because that would be like, oh, why don't you just remove Lucina or something? So, make that clear there. But with Lucario, it is kind of a grudge. But at the same time, I know there are plenty of people who absolutely adore him. But for me, he doesn't carry enough merit. And that's just purely my opinion. And it's... he's kind of like Skull Kid in a way. He kind of uses magic. That's kind of like the sort of the tit-for-tat replacement angle. Am I going to be destroyed in the comments, guys?
I could see him tossing energy beams, yeah.
I think you might be, but who's to say?
It makes sense. It's fair. The law of equivalent exchange. You have to get something you want. You have to give something that other people want.
Xeon's quoting physics here.
I'm just pulling from Full Metal Alchemist. Don't worry. It's just an anime.
So that's my shame. Who wants to go next?
Well, it sounds like Xeon's is quite a spicy one. So I guess
Well...
Oh, is it not as spicy as promised?
Well, I have no idea what you have up your sleeve. Ooh. Is yours a spicy meatball too, huh?
I don't feel like it is, but it probably is. So I'll leave yours to last, Xeon. I'll take this one. So with this character, I was looking at the roster, and I feel like Smash, it's missing a couple of genres. One big one is puzzle. And whenever I say this, people say, well, Dr. Mario he represents the puzzle genre. He's just Mario with his melee spin. He does not represent the puzzle genre. He doesn't even have a stage. So I thought, okay, I'll get rid of Dr. Mario. But then it occurred to me, if I do that, I'm getting rid of Mario as well, because we can't get rid of Echoes. So that kind of spoiled that whole plan. So what I wanted to put in was either Arl from Puyo Puyo or Lip from Panel Dipon. And I was just looking at this roster thinking, who could I possibly get rid of to get these guys in? Or one of these people in. And I'll reveal it in a bit. But first, my pick is one of these characters. And I feel like because it's a Nintendo-owned property, Lip is far more likely. She's been around for years and years and years. She's already crossed over with Yoshi, and what else was the other one? Pokemon, and just so many other little iterations like Animal Crossing as well. And she, kind of like Skull Kid, has magical properties. In fact, her wand is even in Smash. That's the flower wand. So it's been in the background for years and years.
It's called Lipstick, isn't it?
Yeah, Lipstick. And there's also a Panel Dipon track in Smash already. So this franchise is no stranger to Smash. It's just they've never actually been in Smash or recognized for what it's actually from. So yeah, I feel like that Lip from Panel Dipon would be a really cool pick. And if not Lip, then Arl, who also has magical properties. Like in Puyo Puyo, she'll shout out like these flaming spells and everything like that. And she even comes from an RPG franchise before Puyo Puyo. So I want a puzzle rep, and I think I'm betting on Lip, but either of these are fine for me.
Can I just say, John, you're excellent, you're a fantastic guy, but you are so predictable. I mean, like, who do you want? Oh, that one franchise I never shut up about
it's
on
so
Twitter.
On brand. You bring up a good point, though, especially about Dr. Mario. Like, Dr. Mario should be able to bring down his pills from, like, the top of the stage and be able to crush enemies with them or something, right? And it'd be cool to see, like, Puyo or, like the little panel, like, blocks come down like that in a fashion. It's such a missed opportunity for Dr. Mario. And I get he's an Echo fighter in a way. I mean, he's not labeled as one, but he basically is. And so his moves probably couldn't be that drastically different. But with a character from a puzzle game, you'd think that there would be so many different options, so many avenues for moves that they could tackle.
Yeah, Dr. Mario doesn't bring his franchise with him in any real way. Like, there's a couple of tracks, sure, but there's no stage. There's no assist trophies. Like, having the jumps as an assist trophy would be cool.
Whoa, John, you're entirely forgetting the fact that he throws multivitamins.
Oh yeah, that justifies it all. There's just so much more they can do with that genre. Like, even a Tetris stage, I think would be amazing. But instead we have, I think, one Tetris track. And I'm pretty sure it's just Tetris Track B done on like the PictoChat stage. So for me, I feel like the puzzle genre could just do with so much more love in Smash in general. And either Lip or Arl would be good mascots for it.
I think either one of them as well could maybe even borrow from Tetris and have some sort of Tetris representation in attacks. You know, kind of like how Pac-Man has a load of Namco games that he references, even just in like his taunts and stuff like that. I reckon we could get some Tetris representation in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lip's representation is just in name, because Tetris Attack has nothing really to do with Tetris. But she's crossed over with Tetris. She can drop down an L block or something like that. Yeah, there's way more you can do with them.
So who are you gonna cut?
Okay, so I was looking at the roster, and really, there's no character that has any relevance to puzzle in there. I guess you can count Pikachu because he had Pokemon Puzzle League, but I'm not counting Pikachu. So instead, kind of like Alex, I was just looking at characters I don't like. And I don't like fighting against Corrin. Corrin was one of the last DLC characters added in Smash 4. And not only do I not have much attachment to Fates, but I just feel like whenever I face down against this character, I have a bad time. I don't like their moveset. And if they were out of the game, I think I'd be happier.
Can I just say, John, how controversial it is that you would remove one of the few Fire Emblem representatives in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Yeah, I'm really doing the franchise dirty there, aren't I?
I will say Corrin is, I mean, aside from Robin, Corrin is probably one of the more unique characters. Spoiler alert, they turn into a dragon. And is that what you find just not so fun? Because I'm going to say I haven't, Robin has always given me a lot of grief in the past, but Corrin I haven't played against as much.
Yeah, that brings up a fair point, Leon. And yeah, to be fair, they are one of the more varied ones. They are the only character that can actually morph in the Fire Emblem cast and Smash, and that's cool. I just feel like, compared to Robin, they just don't feel distinct. Mm-hmm. Like, they have a lot of long-reaching attacks, but so do a lot of characters in Ultimate, and that's not really a unique attribute anymore. So I feel like the characters that have been added in Ultimate have just kind of diminished Corrin in a lot of ways. But even before that, I just never enjoyed playing against them.
I have to agree. I mean, I don't dislike Corrin just as a character, and I wouldn't say the moveset, I don't like it per se, but I do find Corrin sometimes a little bit frustrating to play against, and that may well be just down to my particular playstyle. But as much as I would prefer Lucario to go, I think you can justify that.
And Fire Emblem's kind of puzzly, right? I mean, his strategy's kind of a puzzle.
Yeah, requires lateral thinking.
Yeah, it kind of works.
So does that mean it's me now?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I kind of like what John did, by the way, at first about explaining how there was a character that he was going to remove, and then didn't. And so originally I was kind of thinking about axing King Dedede because he's never been fun for me to fight against. His Gordos are a complete pain in my butt. I've just never had a good time, especially when I'm playing against someone who's good with him. I looked at the bigger picture and thought, no, there's something else that I was happy about, and it upset me in the end the way that they came out. And so I won't spill that now, of course. But the character that I would replace them with is Conker. So Conker is an interesting character because he's from this M-rated game on N64. He's super vulgar. He swears all the time. He's always putting back beers at the bar, at least in the early game. And I would find it unlikely for Nintendo to bring him into the game. But his moveset could be so varied because he has all of these different like abilities and moves that he learns throughout his platforming adventure. Like he has a frying pan. He has a friend who's not a pickaxe. It's a big fork, but I'm blanking on the correct term. What is it, guys?
A pitchfork.
A pitchfork. Thank you. Not a pickaxe. Wow. He has all these friends that he meets along the way that he could incorporate into his moveset. And I think he'd just be a really unique and fun character. And he has an important place in Nintendo history. So the writing on the wall is there for him to be in the game. And I would love to see it. Just another rare rep would be great. And we have Banjo, so we know it's possible.
Don't take this out of context, but I'm just picturing Conker like urinating on Kirby.
Exactly. It could either be one of his taunts or it could be a real move. And yeah, like straight have you guys seen those pictures? Not pictures, but it's like a decal of like a little kid peeing on something.
Oh, what you mean? That's a bootleg of Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
It is. You're right. Yeah. So that's how I pictured Conker, but just straight. Poor Kirby. I'm
not going to be able to sleep tonight with the image of Conker releasing a torrent on Kirby.
But if Kirby then inhales Conker, Kirby can get his revenge and urinate back on
Oh my
him.
god, I'm so glad you said Conker then. Jesus.
Would the urination be Conker's just normal move? And that's what Kirby would learn?
Only move.
It's his only move.
Oh no. And that's part of it too. Is I'd be worried that Conker would get a little butchered in the process, bringing him into Smash. Because that is kind of I don't remember when Conker does that, but I feel like he does that in the game. We have Snake in Smash. I'm against Doom Guy coming to Smash because I feel like he would be too butchered. But here I am trying to put Conker in the game. So who knows? But that would be my pick. And it's funny too, Alex, because I think I was considering putting Skull Kid on as my character. So I'm glad that you went with him instead and not me, because now
you get double bubble.
Exactly, absolutely.
One thing that I think would be really cool actually about Conker as an inclusion is maybe his down special or something like that could be just a context sensitive button and something he can do one of many different attacks. It's semi-random. Think Hero, but far more reserved and not as irritating.
And he is he's this slapstick little crazy squirrel that you never know what he's going to do next, right? And that would make so much sense.
So who are you going to bin?
Yeah, who would you cut to get Conker in?
All right, so I need to get this out there first that like I said before, the reason why I'm cutting this character is because they are represented in the game in a way that I do not enjoy. I wish that they looked different, and I wish they could just get a redo, another try. And that character is Ridley.
Oh!
All of the years.
Oh, my heart. Oh.
I know.
Oh, Xeon. You've broken my heart.
I know.
Stabbed
I'm
my
so
heart
sorry,
with
Alex.
your pointy tail.
Tell us why, Xeon.
So I am not the biggest Metroid fan,
Xeon.
but every representation I've ever seen of Ridley over the years does not make him look like this giant, disgusting dragon alien creature. He's more cartoony. He has a little, I don't want to say charm, like he still looks scary, but Ridley just looks disgusting to me. I'm not a fan of it. And I get he's a boss, like he's a big bad guy, he's supposed to, but I'm just not a fan of his look, and it has nothing to do with his moveset or even his size. I'm glad that Sakurai finally figured out how to get the impossible Ridley into the game, and for that I feel bad. I feel bad for saying this, but I just wish he had another try. I wish his alts, maybe he had an alt that looked more like he did in Super Metroid, because that's what I wanted. That's how I envisioned Ridley, and that's not what we got. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys, but that's how I feel.
I don't want to argue too much against it.
No,
because
please
this is your decision.
No, it's okay.
Are you referring to the sprite work of Ridley in Super Metroid, or are you referring to the box art?
Yeah,
because
more like the box art, I think, is the picture that I've always had of Ridley. Yeah. Are we doing some fact checking?
I'm googling it. I'm googling to look at it.
Please do.
He doesn't. No. I mean, come on.
Well, he's red on the box art, isn't he?
He is, which makes no sense. I'm looking at this now, and no, I can't agree with you. I think Smash is my favorite representation of Ridley ever, and I think it partly just because he's finally in, and oh my word. But I wouldn't say that he's cartoony in the other games. I think that's mainly down to a sort of an art style thing or a limitation of the of the systems. I mean, you could argue that he looks a little bit more realistic in like Other M, but no.
You've broken
I don't
him.
like that representation of Ridley. He's far too buff. Ridley doesn't have muscles. He's meant to be this gangle creature like Gollum, but a dragon.
Mm-hmm. He does kind of look like a zombie. Yeah. I guess
You've just wrecked him, Xeon. I've always seen Ridley as this sort of murderous, monstrous character, and I feel like they kind of nailed that in Smash. Like, he just feels deadly. Like, some of his victory screens, he's scratching at the ground, almost like he's scratching a victim just off camera. I like that look a lot, and I can see where you're coming from. But personally, in Metroid Prime, in Super Metroid, in Zero Mission, I kind of just see him as this unstoppable force that keeps coming back, and that kind of monstrous representation for me does make a lot of sense. But I can see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been a little bit of a drama queen about it, but
No, please.
I can see where you're coming from. I mean, you can make the argument that he's, certainly like his wings are generally smaller than they quote unquote maybe should be. I mean, he's never going to be able to fly with those wings. Realistically, it's just not going to happen. I think it's really very true. I think it's a wonderful design for Ridley. I love the way that he's got the sort of the sunken eyes and everything. He does look like, I suppose he looks more like a dragon in the original media. Definitely not just a dragon, but I think in this, in Smash, he's maybe a little bit more, should we say humanized? He looks a little bit more intelligent and less beast-like, I would say. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, he's an intelligent creature too. Like in the mangas, he's spoken English. he's definitely an intelligent guy.
I was just going to say, yeah, I just feel like he doesn't really fit in with the rest of the characters in Smash. And I think I just was expecting Ridley to look different. It just wasn't. It's kind of like when Link's Awakening got announced. I was like throwing up in my mouth because I thought it was going to be this, like, I thought the game was going to be completely hand-drawn and was going to have a more adult approach, because I've always kind of thought of Link's Awakening in a way similar to Majora's Mask with some of the themes it carries. And then when Ridley appeared, I'm not the biggest Metroid fan, so but it just wasn't what I was expecting. And I've never, after all these years, I still haven't fallen in love with his design. And but I see what you guys are the perspective you're coming from as well, as that this is what he is. He is a dangerous creature that you're supposed to be afraid of. And I do think he is gross. He's nailing that right on the head. I'm sorry though, guys. I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. It's okay, Xeon.
We
We're all different people, and although I don't think I could ever agree with your opinion, I do respect it. Well, that was an emotional roller coaster, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, we've good lord, I'm all sad now.
My heart's still racing.
Oh, but wow, that was definitely a lot more. I don't know. I thought maybe someone would have said, like Dark Pit and Pit or something, but no. I think we've picked some really interesting choices overall to include, and indeed to what's the opposite of include? I know it's remove, but I want to say like reclude.
Decommission.
That doesn't rhyme, but we'll go with it. Decommission. Why not? And yeah, that's wow. That was. Yeah, definitely a little bit more tumultuous than I expected. Let us know what you think of our choices, and who would you add and who would you remove to include that edition? Let us know in the comments down below. But for now, all that's left for us to say is thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you remove that subscribe button and replace it with a different subscribe button? And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
I should have removed Mario.
People are gonna hate me.
Is that what you guys are going to say instead of bye?
Yep.
Those are our outros.
Yeah.
Oh, Xeon. Oh, why'd you do these things?